Good tidings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network. How is this message finding you today? How is this message finding you today? Are you in a state of optimism? Are you in a state of confidence? Are you in a state, ladies and gentlemen, of positivity? I hope the answer to that question is an affirmative yes, Mario. And if not, we are going to do the best that we can to raise your level of vibration by the end of our presentation today. This message today is finding me in a state of gratitude. I just spent the last couple of hours in a Himalayan salt hydrotherapy tub, washing away all the negative emotions from me. As you can see, my face is glowing, my face is radiating. I just had a male's facial session. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all about self-love. It is all about self-love. So the specific question that I have for you today, ladies and gentlemen, is what is the one thing that you are going to do today to show yourself some self-love? What an introduction, Mario. What an introduction. We are going to be tackling a very, very important topic. We're going to be exploring together, ladies and gentlemen, what it is going to take for you to manifest the life of your dreams. And the approach that we're going to take in today's conversation is I'm going to pose a few questions which I would like to invite you. I'd like to invite you to engage in some critical thinking, to engage in some reflective thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite you to engage in some introspective thinking to ascertain what is most dear to you, and if you're willing to pay the price today to live the life of your dreams tomorrow. What does it take to be successful? We are going to be exploring this topic in two main areas. There's a lot of ways to measure success, but I have observed that financial success and relational success, is the main areas where people are normally concerned about. So let us play with those two, and you can extrapolate the lessons that you learn from this two into other areas of your life. Let's begin with an example. An example is always a good place to begin. It's going to be a great foundation for what we're going to talk about today. Meet this lady. This lady that I know is a successful businesswoman. She dresses well. She's got a beautiful home. She's reasonably cute. She's got a lot going for her. Now this lady, there's something very puzzling about this lady. She is dating a gentleman that is the exact opposite of her. The gentleman is unsuccessful. The gentleman doesn't take good care of his appearance, is unhygienic. The gentleman involves himself in a lot of negative activities, drinking, smoking, partying, engaging in wild sexual orgies, even when he has a girlfriend. Now here is the funny thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that this lady knows that the person that she is dating is abusing her. But she continues to date this person. Okay? Stay with me here. Recently, actually, this gentleman slept with this lady's secretary. And she knew about it. Okay? Now, this is a very interesting story because I asked this lady, why she would why she keeps sabotaging herself by seeing somebody that doesn't value her. And she really cannot answer the question. She keeps seeing this individual who is her total opposite. Okay, this is a very important conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Stay here with me because I'm going to really drop some gems of wisdom on you. So I sat back and I started thinking about what is going on in this woman's mind for her to be seeing somebody that is abusing her, that is taking advantage of her, that is not a replica of who she is. And as I thought about this, I had a very interesting stroke of insight that hit me, ladies and gentlemen. The stroke of insight that hit me was this. If this lady is seeing this person, there must be a certain way that she views herself. Okay? There's a certain image that she must have of herself that makes her choose somebody that is not for her highest good. And as I was thinking about this, I was like, okay, the image that you have of yourself determines the person that you choose to date. Where else does this play? The image of yourself, the image that you have of yourself also determines the amount of financial success that you'll have in your life. Must be. This is a conclusion that I reached. Now, what is very interesting is when I looked at this dynamic that is happening with this lady and this gentleman, I asked myself the same question. And I'm going to extrapolate. I'm going to ask you the same question. Let's look at the time. Make sure we're on the same page. I asked myself, well, Mario, what is the ideal mate for you? What is the woman that you would like to have in your life? And I was able to answer this question very easily. You know, I want a woman that is spiritually grounded. I want a woman that is mentally intelligent. I want a woman that takes great care of herself, that's in great shape. I want a woman that is financially successful. I want a woman that is confident, that is brave and courageous and is strong. I want a woman. I want a goddess. And here's a stroke of insight that I'd like to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, is when I asked myself this question, I went back and asked myself the question, Mario, what is the image you have to have of yourself in order to attract this kind of woman? And the conclusion that I reached, ladies and gentlemen, is that the image that I have of myself must be a replica of the image of this woman that I want to attract. I must have the image of myself as brave, as bold, as confident, as spiritually grounded, as mentally intelligent, as self-loving to take care of my body, as financially successful. I have to have this image of myself and I have to do the activities that will create this image. Okay? So I want to invite you to have the same conversation with yourself is, you know, we're just going to tackle the relationship aspect right now. Is if you're looking to attract a certain kind of person into your life, what are the values, the characteristics, the features of the person that you want to attract into your life? You know, just look at it out there. And once you have a look at the features, the values, and the characteristics of the person that you want to attract, I want you to ask yourself the question, how am I to look at myself? What is the image that I should have of myself if I want to attract this person? You know what I'm saying? So if you want to attract a lady that's beautiful and bold and courageous and successful, well, the image that you have to have of yourself is one of courage, one of confidence. You know, this is just an example. Now let's just take this down to, you know, the aspect of financial. You know, for me, I ask myself, well, I see people that are making millions of dollars a year. Okay? And in the next year, I'd like to build my business to $1 million business. Well, how should I look at myself? What is the image that I am to have of myself if I'm going to be running multi-million-dollar businesses? And for me, the answer was very clear. The image that I have of myself is someone that's disciplined, that has financial intelligence, you know, that has leadership abilities, that has the ability to bring a team together to work together, you know, hard work, dedication, perseverance, sacrifice. These are images that I have to have of myself in order to accomplish what it is that I desire in the business arena. So for you, it could be business, it could be career, but ask yourself the question, I'd like to accomplish, this is what I'd like to accomplish financially. And write it down, and be honest with yourself and say, well, what is the person that's accomplishing these things look like? How do they behave? How do they move? How do they talk? What is their image of themselves? And once you understand the image of themselves, you have to look at yourself in the same way as somebody that is successful in that manner. So the question that I'm inviting you to ask yourself, ladies and gentlemen, once you have ascertained what is important to you, whether it's financial, relational, or whatever it is ask yourself the question, how am I to look at myself if I'm going to accomplish X, Y, Z? And you will realize there's a gap between how you look at yourself today and how you are to look at yourself if you're going to accomplish your dreams. So the next question that I want you to ask yourself is, are you willing to make the changes that will lead to you developing the ability to look at yourself in the way you need to look at yourself to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself? Okay? Think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Still good time. 2 questions. Question number 1, how are you to look at yourself? Question number 2, what are the changes that you need to make in who you are to become who you need to be in order to manifest what you have said is most important to you? It's a beautiful conversation, ladies and gentlemen, because it has been my own discovery that success is attracted by who you become. It's not going to fall out of the sky. You have to become the kind of person who can handle success. What does the conversation today mean for you, ladies and gentlemen? Have yourself a magnificent week. Have yourself a magnificent week, ladies and gentlemen. We will reconvene in 7 days.